Thought I would spend a little bit of time talking about specifics on Margot Robbie and how I cannot stand this woman. I think she's fucking horrendous. I've always thought she was pathetic, not talented, and she always plays a prostitute, lazy girl who doesn't do much of anything in a movie except for try to be hot. Because she was in two movies that I can think of off the top of my head. Wolves of Wall Street, where she cheats on the husband. The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, and if you watch the, what's that called? Where they interview you post production of a movie, she literally delivers on absolutely nothing in the form of what the movie's about. Not to mention, I would have never played that role because the woman in the movie was an actress who was Killed by Manson. It's like, no thank you. And then I'm watching currently a movie called Focus with Will Smith. And I've never really paid attention much to her because Leonardo DiCaprio always stole the show and distracted from her nonsense. Because all she does in movies is portray provocativeness and assassinate women through playing roles as you should be jealous of her. So she plays roles that make people jealous or tries to make people jealous. However, the feeling of jealousy never arrived in me ever. And because she's Australian, Australians talk funny and they behave differently than Americans, but people watch a lot of American movies, and so they copy a lot of how Americans behave in what we knew to be old movies. And then people fall for it because they occur as if they're nice people, but they're Australian, or they're German, or they're Persian. All to get a dime bag so that they can have some form of fantasy worship in America while trying to tell us that we're living in inequality. That's the crazy part. So the way Margot Robbie portrays these roles is she's really unattractive. Let me actually show you. So let's slowly look at this. This is with a filter on.
You know, Nikki, I've been thinking about this.
Now the filter's off.
Nikki,
We have it.
And you're seeing a little bit of what she actually looks like.
okay, I'm sorry.
Whatever you want. Keep you safe.
Thank you. But I've been relaxed and
This is the gross part. Okay, now listen to this part. It's very, very important.
thank you so much. And I've learned a lot since then. And I'd really like to show you all the things I've learned. Like how I learned how to play men. Like I just played you.
Now, the next line she says in the movie, and she whispers and she says, "How does it feel?" And then she says,
Yeah.
"Yeah,
I think you were losing it.
I think you were losing it. That was pathetic.
You safe?
I'll keep you safe. What was that?
Does that get you laid?
Does that get you laid?" So think about that in the form of reality TV show, form of influencers such as what Monovan offers you on platform. What is actually going on in this movie is Margot Robbie playing the entire audience, but pretending that it's like a double sword of negligence. So she's pretending to seduce by telling Will Smith that she's playing him after she's falling into his play. And then she comes out of that second layer of a character to tell him that she was playing him. But she was playing him, and she would have done what he asked her in real life. And it's very, very complex because there's multiple layers. So let me see if I can recap this. She's playing a role in a movie that is that seductress, and she always plays that role. She whispers sweet nothings in his face and is literally experiencing that in that moment. And then she switches characters and says, I can't believe you fell for the play. I'm playing a man, but she's still playing the man. Playing a man. You as the audience are watching this, and you're being played if you're a woman or you're a man, and you're thinking to yourself, people would never act like that in real life. People act like that on an everyday basis on influence. Margot Robbie does another layer of this because she's playing people through getting you to feel jealous as you're watching her, where she takes the power of millions of women and pretends to think she's attractive. She doesn't think of herself as attractive, otherwise she would not behave like that, because only an insecure person. Meanwhile, she's telling you that Will Smith wants to be with her. Anything of your weakness that is a weakness in jealousy. And then she'll say, that wasn't a line. I really meant it. I want to be your friend. I really promise I'll teach you everything. Why would I need to learn from you when you're trying to learn from me? Understand that as a real human being versus an actress from Australia. See, she's an actress who's vile and vicious and plays a game that none of you are aware of because they all sit on a pedestal called your platform of whatever it is, whether it's a Jimmy Kimmel interview or it's a frickin' interview with some weird girl. And you all just play each other back and forth with script to script to script to script. And then nothing is actual intellectual. Nothing is actual value. Nothing is actually structured into letting you be your authentic self. And like, there's an example of Leonardo DiCaprio where he started out his career, and he was in the movie talking about when he was in the movie The Boys, where he was a Boy Scout or something like that. And he was talking about the movie. No, it was Growing Pains. I think it was Growing Pains. And he's interrupted during the interview to tell him, don't talk like that. But he was a abandoned kid whose parents abandoned him, and now he's living at the Seavers house. And so they're coached at a young age, and then women like this show up, and they're using women's emotions to fuel their self-esteem, and then they're using men's attractive, whether they're attractive to them or not, to fuel their emotions. So they really literally deliver on nothing but being a straight up fucking bitch. That's Monovan to a perfect score. So whoever's in front of them is who they behave in order to get what they want, while having no emotions associated to hurting people, except for how am I going to get more money? How am I going to get in front of your faces? And then you as audience, you don't say shit. At least industry doesn't say shit. We all talk about this shit behind your fucking backs. We all talk about your asses behind your fucking backs. We always fucking have, except industry has never listened to the customer. They've only listened to provocative, seduction, the political party, which would be who? The Democrats, and anything to ruin our fucking lives, to where none of us succeed. And that's another reason why that you all don't like Donald Trump, because Donald Trump doesn't stand for this shit. He expects you to actually deliver something of substance, not some stupid movie called Barbie, because that's actually who she is. Somebody with nothing to fucking offer. Literally, if you watch her Trail of Tears during Barbie, you'll see how she's a fucking destroyer, a fucking pathetic excuse for a human being. Don't forget, everybody, she's not American. She's fucking Australian. Wonder what education level you went to, little girl.